Imagine you're in a meeting room, your boss is yelling at you, your teammates are giving you accusatory looks, and your heart is pounding so hard it feels like it's going to burst out of your chest. Your hands are shaking, your mind is racing. At that very moment, you forget what to say. Now imagine another scene, 1600s Japan. A samurai named Miyamoto Musashi enters over 60 life or death duels. In each one, a single mistake means instant death, but he remains ice-cold calm every time. While his opponents foam with rage, he is as relaxed as if he were at a tea ceremony, and in the end, he becomes an undefeated legend. So what's the connection between this 400-year-old samurai wisdom and your moments of panic at the office? Everything. Because the techniques I'm going to show you today are the strategies Musashi discovered between sword strikes and wrote about in the Book of Five Rings. And these strategies will help you stay calm like a samurai instead of being crushed under the pressure of the modern business world. By the end of this video, you'll never panic in meetings again, I promise. But just watching isn't enough. Stay until the end, because the final exercise I'll give you will change your life. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Why is this happening? Let's be honest. Staying calm at work seems almost impossible these days. Constant notifications, back-to-back meetings, deadlines, unexpected crises, your boss's email starting with urgent, and on top of that toxic coworker trying to make you feel small. The result? Chronic stress, burnout, panic attacks. Research shows that 83% of employees experience stress at work, and more than half of them say this stress directly affects their performance. You make mistakes, you make bad decisions, communication breaks down, and worst of all, your confidence erodes. But the real problem is this: the stress management techniques we've been taught are completely wrong. What methods are recommended to us? Take a deep breath. Who can breathe when your boss is breathing down your neck? Think positively. If a client is leaving you because they don't like the project, thinking positively is like pouring fuel on the fire. Take a stress management seminar. 2 days after leaving those seminars, you're back to your old self. Because these are superficial solutions. Yet what Miyamoto Musashi discovered was a much deeper truth. Staying calm under pressure isn't a technique. It's a state of mind. And this state of mind isn't achieved by swinging a sword, but by completely restructuring your entire thought system. Now I'll show you. Chapter 2. What Miyamoto Musashi did 1604, Kyoto. 13-year-old Musashi faces his first duel. His opponent is Arima Kihei, one of the region's most famous samurai. Experienced, powerful, and ruthless. Everyone expects young Musashi to lose. Some even expect him to die. The duel begins. Arima Kihei attacks furiously, advancing with shouts. But Musashi? He doesn't move. He just stands and watches. Seconds feel like hours. The crowd holds its breath. Then, a moment, a microsecond where Arima's balance is slightly off, and Musashi moves. A single strike. The game is over. But here's the magic. It wasn't Musashi's speed, strength, or technique that won him the fight. It was his calmness. Years later, in his famous Book of Five Rings, he writes, "In battle, the mind must be like water. Water seeps into any shape but never distorts it. Anger, fear, haste, these harden the mind and bring defeat." Musashi discovered something else. The real enemy is not the one before you, but the chaos within you. He never lost in over 60 duels, because while his opponents swung their swords, he calmed his mind. While they shouted and yelled, he observed. While they were blinded by rage, he saw the perfect moment. Now consider, your duel takes place in meeting rooms, during client meetings, in moments of crisis. Your opponent may not be a person, but stress, panic, and the feeling of losing control, that is the real enemy. And Musashi's strategies will work for you too. Chapter 3. The Book of Five Rings. Musashi's Book of Five Rings isn't just about sword fighting. It's about all the battles of life. And the strategies he wrote to cope with workplace pressure are just as relevant today. Strategy 1. Heiken no Metsuke, the long view. Musashi says, in a duel, don't look at your opponent's sword, look at their entire body. Don't see the tree, see the forest. When applied to the workplace, don't get bogged down in details, see the bigger picture. When your boss yells at you, don't get caught up in the stress of the moment. Take a step back. Will this crisis matter in 6 months? No. Then don't waste your mental energy. Strategy 2. Kokoro no mochi, clear mind. Your mind should be like a still lake. A stone creates ripples, but then it settles again. In other words, pause before reacting. When you receive a stressful email, don't reply immediately. When you receive criticism, don't immediately go on the defensive. Wait 5 seconds. Take a breath. Let your mind settle. Then respond. Those 5 seconds make all the difference. Strategy. 3. Ken to Pen Ichi, sword and writing as one Musashi, was not only a warrior, but also a painter and calligrapher. He taught this. Find balance. Don't lose yourself by focusing only on work. Every day, do something other than stress. Draw, write, walk, listen to music. If your mind is tired, let your body work. If your body is tired, let your mind work. This rhythm prevents you from burning out. Strategy. 4. Biyoshi wo Hazusu. Break the rhythm. Musashi's most dangerous technique. Disrupt your opponent's rhythm. Attack at an unexpected moment. When applied to the workplace, don't get caught up in the rhythm of stress. When everyone is panicking, calmly ask, let's solve this problem step by step. What should we do first? When everyone is rushing to make a decision, pause and say, wait a minute, what are the alternative solutions? This disrupts the rhythm of stress and helps you regain control. And the most powerful one, strategy. 5. Tsune ni itte no kokoro. The mind always ready. Musashi was always ready for a duel. Even while drinking tea, walking, or sleeping, his mind was prepared. For you, stressful moments are opportunities to practice. See every little tension as training for major crises. Stay calm in morning traffic, stay calm in the lunch line, stay calm in an evening argument. That way, when the real crisis comes, you'll already be a pro. But these are just theories. Now let me tell you a real story. Chapter 4. Kenji's Story, Tokyo, 2019. Kenji is a 34-year-old project manager. He works at a large technology company, and he's going through a complete disaster. The company's biggest client says a critical project will be canceled. The reason? Mistakes made by Kenji's team. At the meeting, in front of 15 senior executives, Kenji is held responsible. The CEO is furious. The CFO is disappointed, and Kenji's heart is beating so fast he can't breathe. He opens his mouth, but no words come out. His face is red. His hands are shaking. At that moment, he thinks his career is over. After the meeting, he rushes to the bathroom and can't hold back his tears. He's at the point of complete exhaustion. That night, on his way home, he stops at a small bookstore in Shinjuku. While randomly browsing the shelves, an old, dusty book catches his eye. On the cover is a samurai figure. The title, The Book of 5 Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. He doesn't know why he bought it. Perhaps the calmness in that samurai's eyes is what he needs. That night, he reads until dawn, and one sentence changes his entire world. When you lose the battle, you have already lost long before the battle, in your own mind. Kenji understands. The reason he lost the meeting wasn't the manager's anger. It was his own panic. He makes a decision. He will systematically apply Musashi's strategies every day. Here's what he does. Every morning, before going to work, he sits quietly for 10 minutes. He watches his breath. He practices clear mind. When he enters the office, he uses the distant gaze technique. He observes every problem from a distance. He asks himself, will this matter in 6 months? In stressful moments, he follows the 5-second rule. He doesn't immediately respond to emails or comments. He waits to let his mind settle. And most importantly, he sees every small tension as practice. 3 months later, the same CEO calls Kenji into his office. Kenji's heart races again, but this time, he doesn't panic. He takes a breath. The CEO says, Kenji, you've become a different person over the last 3 months. You're the anchor of the team in times of crisis. We won back our client. I'm promoting you. Kenji can't hold back his tears, but this time, they're tears of joy. Musashi's 400-year-old wisdom saved a man's life in an office in Tokyo. And now, it's your turn. But first, let's understand the problem more deeply. Chapter 5. The Anatomy of the Problem. Now, let's go back and examine the problem anatomically. Because if you don't understand your enemy, you will be defeated. The problem of feeling pressured at work is a 3-layered problem. Layer 1. Physiological response. When you feel pressure, the primitive part of your brain, the amygdala, sounds the alarm. It says, danger, danger. Your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart races, your muscles tense up, your breathing quickens. And the most critical part, your logical frontal lobe shuts down. That's why smart, talented people make stupid mistakes under pressure. The brain is in survival mode, not thinking mode. Layer 2. Psychological loop. Once you've experienced panic, your brain makes a connection. Meetings hakir danger, or boss shaktra stress. And the next time, even before the meeting starts, your body sounds the alarm. This creates a vicious cycle. The more you panic, the more you feel like you need to panic. And eventually, the fear of stress becomes greater than the stress itself. Layer 3. Cultural pressure. In general, in work culture, showing your emotions is considered a weakness. Real men don't cry. Be professional. You have to be resilient. So you try to hide that you're stressed. And this suppression makes the stress even worse. Result, you're constantly wearing a mask. While trying to appear strong on the outside, you're ready to collapse on the inside, and one day, that mask cracks. So what's the solution? It's not simple. Just relax isn't enough. Because the problem lies in the automatic responses your mind and body have learned over the years. You need to restructure these responses. And Musashi's method does exactly that. He learned while fighting with a sword. The feeling of fear is uncontrollable, but your reaction to fear is controllable. You're not entering a life or death duel, but for your brain, there's no difference between the boss's office and a samurai's duel arena. Both are perceived as threats to survival, and Musashi teaches this. You cannot eliminate the threat, but you can change your relationship to it. This is where Japanese philosophy comes in. Chapter 6. What Japanese philosophy says. Philosophies practiced in Japan for centuries complement Musashi's war strategies, and they offer invaluable tools for dealing with workplace pressure. Tactic 1. Wabi-sabi. Let go of the expectation of perfection. Wabi-sabi is the art of accepting the beauty of imperfection and transience. Cracked teacups, aged wood, faded colors. These are more valuable in Japanese culture. When applied to the workplace, you don't have to be perfect. Most of our stress comes from thinking, I mustn't make mistakes, I must do everything perfectly. But this is an unrealistic standard. Wabi-sabi says, did you make a mistake? That's normal. Did the presentation go badly? So be it. Did you lose a customer? It's part of life. This isn't resignation. It's realism. When you accept imperfections, the pressure to perform diminishes. Tactic 2. Kaizen. Small steps. Kaizen. Continuous small improvements. Not giant leaps, but 1% better every day. The problem of feeling pressured at work won't be solved in a day, but every day you can do something. Today, pause for 5 seconds during a meeting. Tomorrow, respond calmly to an email. The day after, do a breathing exercise. After 30 days, you'll be a different person. Tactic 3. Shikata ga nai. It is what it is. A common Japanese expression. Shikata ga nai. There's nothing you can do about it. It's fate. This isn't passivity. It's letting go of unnecessary resistance. Is your boss being unfair? Shikata ga nai. Is the project canceled? Shikata ga nai. Fighting against things you can't control is just a waste of energy. Focus on the things you can control. This mindset brings incredible lightness because you're no longer carrying the whole world on your shoulders. Tactic 4. Mono no aware. Awareness of transience. The essence of Japanese aesthetics. Everything is temporary. Cherry blossoms bloom, then fade after 2 weeks, and this transience is beautiful. When applied to the workplace, this stress will pass too. The current crisis will be forgotten tomorrow. The current failure will be a story next month. Nothing lasts forever, including stress. When you carry this awareness, panic diminishes, because you know, no matter how bad it gets, this too shall pass. Tactic 5. Ichigo ichie. This moment will never come again. A lifetime, a single encounter. Every moment is unique and irreplaceable. When applied to the workplace, be present in the moment. Don't worry about the upcoming meeting. Don't dwell on past mistakes. What is here and now in this very second? Just this breath, this moment. This is the only moment you can control. This awareness calms the mind, because fear always lives in the future or the past, never in the present. Now I'll tell you another story. Chapter 7. Clarissa's story. The year is 2023. Clarissa is a 29-year-old digital marketing manager. She works at an aggressive, fast-paced agency, and she's burning out. When the morning alarm rings, she feels nauseous. On her way to work, she feels pressure in her chest. When she enters the office, her heart races. Every day is pure torture. She goes to the doctor. Diagnosis: panic attacks. The doctor prescribes medication. Clarissa takes it, but doesn't take it. "I'd rather not live at all than live on medication," she tells herself. One evening, he sees a video on Instagram, a Japanese Zen garden, relaxing music, and a saying, "The stones in the garden do not move. Storms come, rain falls, snow covers them. But the stones do not move, because they have no need to move." Something clicks inside him, and he begins to explore Japanese philosophy. His first discovery: wabi-sabi. Imperfection is beautiful. Clarissa had always been a perfectionist. Every campaign had to be perfect. Every report flawless. Every presentation impressive. And this pressure was crushing her. After learning about wabi-sabi, she conducts an experiment. For her next presentation, she deliberately decides not to be perfect. The slides are a bit simple, the delivery is a bit natural, and she uses a few ums and uhs. And a miracle happened. No one noticed. In fact, the client said, "Your presentation was very sincere. We really connected." Clarissa realized that the expectation of perfection was only in her own mind. Her second discovery: kaizen and ichigo ichi. Every morning, before going to work, she starts by sitting quietly for 5 minutes. She just listens to her breath. Right now, here, everything is fine, she tells herself. No past, no future. Just now. At work, she focuses on small steps instead of big goals. Today, just respond calmly to this email, or just pause for 5 seconds in this meeting. And over time, miracles happen. She no longer has panic attacks during crises. When the manager yells, an inner voice says, "Shikata ga nai, this too shall pass." 6 months later, at a company meeting, the CEO makes an announcement. The person with the best performance this quarter is Clarissa, both for her numbers and for the calmness she brings to the team. Clarissa is surprised. She has emerged from her most stressful period into her most successful one, because she no longer fights stress. She dances with it. Japanese philosophy changed the life of a young woman in an office. But the power of Musashi's principles doesn't stop there. Chapter 8. Miyamoto. Musashi's 20 principles. Shortly before his death, Musashi wrote down 21 life principles. Dokodo, the way of the lone walker. These principles are the summary of his entire life. To cope with workplace pressure, I will share with you the 3 most powerful of these principles. Principle 1. Think for yourself. Don't depend on others. Musashi says, don't blindly follow a teacher, a book, or a system. Develop your own thoughts. When applied to the workplace, don't look for the cause of your stress in others. My boss is too strict. Maybe. But your reaction is within your control. Work is intense. Yes. But how you approach it is your choice. Step out of the victim role. Become the master of your own mind. Tactic. After every stressful situation, ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? Once you find something, focus on it. Principle 2. Find joy in anything. This is a surprising principle. Musashi teaches us to avoid hedonism. Why? Because addiction to pleasure creates weakness. You can't get out of a comfortable bed. You become unhappy if you can't find luxurious food. Comfort softens the mind. When applied to work, let go of the expectation of comfort. Work life isn't comfortable. There will be stress, pressure, and challenges. Accept this. Embrace it. Tactic. Think. This challenge is making me stronger. Like a sauna. It hurts, but it strengthens you. Stress is training. Principle 3. Never regret the past. Musashi's clearest principle. What's done is done. Don't look back. Did you make a mistake? It's over. Did you fail? It's done. Did someone disappoint you? Move on. When applied to work, don't carry the weight of past mistakes. Last month's failed presentation doesn't affect your current performance. It only affects it if you let it. Tactic. Perform a ritual every evening. Everything that happened today is over. Tomorrow is a new page. And in your mind, turn that page. These 3 principles have changed the lives of thousands of people. But the most important question is, will it change yours? Chapter 9. Now it's your turn. If you made it this far, congratulations. But watching the video isn't enough. You have to take action. Let's quickly summarize. What you learned today. Problem. Staying calm under pressure at work because your brain goes into survival mode, logical thinking shuts down, and you create chronic stress. Musashi's strategies. Long-range view. See the big picture. Don't get bogged down in details. Clear mind. Pause for 5 seconds. Don't react. Respond. Find balance. Make time for yourself outside of work. Break the rhythm. Don't get caught up in the pace of stress. Always be prepared. Every small tension is practice. Japanese philosophy, wabi-sabi, imperfection is beautiful. Let go of perfection. Kaizen, improve by 1% every day. Don't look for a big leap. Shikata ganai, let go of what you cannot control. Mono no aware, this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. Ichigo ichi, be here, now. Musashi's principles. Think for yourself. Don't be a victim. Don't expect comfort. Embrace hardship. Let go of the past. Live in the present. Real stories. Kenji and Clarissa changed their lives with these strategies, so what will you do now? Here's your 30-day Samurai Calmness Challenge. Days 110. Clear mind. Every morning, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Watch your breath. Do nothing. Just be. And at work, apply the 5-second rule to every stressful moment. Days 11 to 20. Small steps. Every day, choose one small Kaizen. Today, I will respond calmly to just this email, or I will take just one deep breath during this meeting. One thing. Just one thing. Days 21 to 30. Be aware of transients. Every evening, close the day with a small ritual. Everything that happened today is over. Tomorrow is a new page. And in the mornings, remember, this too shall pass. After 30 days, come back and write to me. Comment. I completed the 30 days. Because I want to know, will you accept this challenge? And if this video added value to you, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because we're not just making videos here. We're creating life transformations. And your transformation started today. And most importantly, share this video. Who knows, maybe your friend, colleague, or family member is at their breaking point right now. And this video could save their life, just like it did for Kenji and Clarissa. One last thing. After winning his 60th duel, Miyamoto Musashi said, "The strongest weapon is not the sword, but a calm mind. Because a calm mind sees all weapons and needs none." You now possess that weapon too. Now go and live like a samurai. See you soon, warrior.